Hey guys, so I wanted to share another story time video. Um, this is not exactly a happy or funny story time. It's something that honestly still bothers me like quite a bit to this day because I've had multiple people who deceived me in similar ways to this person. Um, so I was dating this guy and things were going good, at least in my mind. Things were going good and um, you know, we lived together. So obviously, I thought things were going good, but apparently he didn't feel the same way. And I've never really understood why guys feel the need to do things like this. And what I'm talking about is he would always, I'll just kind of describe what was going on. So most of the time, obviously, I believe, well, you guys should know by now, I work from home. I do a lot of freelancing type things from home, and I'm a virtual assistant. And that's kind of one of the ways that I make money is I work from home doing those types of things. And so, a lot of the time during the day, I'm dealing with clients, so I'm on my laptop quite a bit. And there would be times when he would, get a text message or whatever on his iPod. So it was like a texting app. He would get a message and then, someone would call him because he had the Magic Jack app. And someone would call him and he could never answer the phone in front of me. That should have been a red flag to me, and it was. I was very uncomfortable about it, but I asked him about it, and, he gave me some story about how he's just not comfortable talking in front of people, um, or talking on the phone in front of other people. And I'm like, well, I'm your girlfriend. I don't understand why you would be uncomfortable talking in front of me. It's not like I'm going to go and tell the world what you're saying on the phone, and half the time I would have headphones on, listening to things for clients, or sometimes I have clients that ask me to transcribe things. So I have to listen to the audio file and type out, what is being said in the audio file. And so half the time, when he would be on the phone or whatever, and he would go into the other room, he really didn't even need to because I wouldn't even be listening to him in the first place. But regardless, I kind of pushed that off to the side and I'm like, okay, well, maybe, since I am the first girlfriend that he's ever really lived with, maybe it's just something that he has to, get used to because he's not used to living with someone, something like that. That went through my mind. Obviously, I was very wrong. Um, so eventually, I asked him, who he was talking to all the time because this would happen like at least once a day after a while. Like at first, it only happened like once every few days, and then they started like him and this person would start talking. They started off on the Magic Jack app and then they went to Skype. And, eventually they were sitting downstairs while I was upstairs. He would be downstairs on Skype with this person for hours at a time. And I'm like, okay, I get it if it's a friend or whatever, but still, like, he had been on Skype with his other friends, like the friends that he would play on PlayStation Network with. He had been on Skype with that person in front of me before. So I'm like, something isn't adding up here. Something just doesn't seem right. And so I asked him about it. I asked him who he was talking to, and I didn't really like do it in an angry way or anything like that. But I just asked him, who are you talking to all the time? And why do you have to go into the other room when you've talked on the phone, um, or on Skype with other people in front of me before, so what is the issue now? And he said, oh, it's just a friend. And I'm like, okay, I guess, obviously I can't force him to talk to anyone on the phone in front of me or anything like that. But it made me uncomfortable. excuse me. And after a while, it became more evident that you know, I should have understood that what his problem was, you know, I don't want to give too many details because it would give away this person's identity, and I'm not trying to do that, but I just feel like I wish he had been honest with me from the beginning and not allowed me to continue to have my feelings eh, like invested in him when he didn't have his feelings invested in me. Because it turned out this person who was a friend was actually a person who he was dating at the same time as me. Like he would tell her that he loved her, and basically it all led up to one day he came into the room while I was sitting on the computer working, and he came into the room and he started packing his stuff. And I'm like, "Where are you going?" And he basically told me that he didn't love me and that he was moving out and that his girlfriend was coming to pick him up. And I'm like, um, I'm your girlfriend, like it didn't make sense to me because I didn't understand. Um, and he told me that I was not his girlfriend and that this other girl, which is the one who he had been talking to for a long time, um, he ended up moving in with her and they are still dating to this day. Um, which I'm glad that he found someone to be happy with, and I'm glad that, they are happy. And, I just want the best for them. I'm not someone who's bitter. I just wish that there had been like honesty. I wish he had been honest with me when he wasn't wanting to be with me anymore, because I feel like the way that he left was just super harsh, and he didn't have to lie to me, that whole time. I mean, obviously, we lived together, and, I did buy him a lot of things, like PlayStation 4, games, iPods, multiple iPods with an S, and just I did a whole lot of things because I thought that those were the things that you should do in order to make people happy. And I know that that makes absolutely no sense, but I wanted to share this story because I want other people to learn from it if they can. If somebody is making you feel uncomfortable in your relationship and making you feel like they are being shady in some type of way, and even after they give their little explanation of what it is or what's going on, and you still don't feel comfortable, don't allow yourself to be made into a fool. Because I think that was the worst part out of this whole thing, is that I honestly felt so stupid. I felt ridiculous. I felt like he had just played me, and I just felt used, in the end. And so, um, just stick with your instinct. Your gut is usually right. I will say that. The gut feelings that you get, they are usually right. So go with them if you have the option of to go with them or not. Definitely go with your instinct. Um, but yeah, that's all that I have. I hope you guys got something out of this story time. Like, comment, subscribe, share the video, and I will see you guys again tomorrow.